Shalom, shalom, Israel, shalom. It's your brother Joshua back with another quick coffee break and a quick exhortation for the brothers and sisters in the truth, right? First and foremost, I want to give all honor and all glory to Yahweh, by Shema Mashiach Yahushai, right? And I want to come with brothers and sisters today to, kind of remind you of what time you're living in and the time that you're going into, right? And what I mean by that is right now it is a time of free course where the word is allowed to go out, unbothered, so to say. You have a little resistance, but not as much as resistance that is on the way, as far as interference with, government officials and, scoffers and, etc., trying to come against the words of the Most High, and so much so to either lock up or put brothers to death, man. Even the old family members as well, right? So I want to kind of come today and say, we're still in this thing. We're still living. We're still breathing. We're still not saved. So we have to continue to strive for the truth, even unto death, right? All the way up to the end. We've made a covenant with the Most High by coming to this truth and claiming the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man, and declaring his works among the Gentiles and our fellow brothers and sisters, man. So we have to really strive for this truth to death, and what that means is physically being put to death for this truth. A lot of us are going to become what you would call martyrs for this word, or test in the time of, the hour of temptation of whether you're going to stand for the truth and the Most High, and it willing up to your death, man, even if it causes you to be put to death for the Lord, man, to be an example to the nation of how they should be, in these last days, keeping yourself diligent and really trusting in the Lord that you're going to receive that white stone and that crown at the end, right? So we want to be an example to our brethren that are somewhat weak in the faith, or just coming in this thing and learning and understanding what they're getting themselves into, right? And I want to pull this precept real quick in the book of Second Maccabees real quick. Book of Second Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 31. And it reads, "And thus this man died, leaving his death for an example for the noble courage and the memorial of virtue, not only unto young men, but unto the whole nation." Right? So that's what we want to do, is walk in the example of our forefathers that were put to death, that stood so valiantly and so stiffly for the name of the Lord, man, in these last days. And like I said, there's persecution on the way, man, and there's no way to avoid it. It's a must that these things happen, right? It's already been ordained from the beginning that some of us that walk in this truth are going to fall, right, for this truth. Going to die by the sword, or be persecuted in jail, tortured, whatever it is, man, and have to be brought before kings and governors, right, for the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. You may be beheaded, you may be shot, whatever it is. But it's up to you to be an example for your people and standing stiffly for the Most High to do these noble acts, man, that you may be carried over, man, and be that example like, Christ was, man, right? Was a martyr for the truth, man. He stood for his people, right? The apostles stood for their people, and they died for the truth, man, right? And they stood for Yahushua all the way up to the end, man, right? And a lot of them died for gruesome deaths. Even those brothers that died in the book of Maccabees, man, right? That they refused to eat pork, man. And they died gruesome deaths because they stood for the commandments of the Most High God, right? And we want to take on that spirit, man, to be valiant, to not even regard our lives, right? Even so, right? Let's get another precept. Let's go to the book of Philippians real quick, right? This is the book of Philippians, right? Chapter 2. So, let me get there real quick. Philippians chapter 2, and I'm going to start at verse number 30, right? And it reads, Because, let me start at, I'll start at 29. It says, receive him therefore in the Lord with all gladness, and to hold such in reputation. Because for the work of Christ he was nigh unto death, not regarding his life, to supply your lack of service toward him, man. So that's what we got to walk in this thing, is not to regard our lives, man. And sometimes we have to stand up valiantly for our brothers and our sisters, those that are lacking in the faith, man, or lacking in the work, or standing, 10 toes down for the Lord, man. Sometimes we're going to have to be on that forefront, to possibly be that example of how, good soldiers are supposed to stand on the front lines of battle, especially being in the army of the Most High, man. Right? And like I said, it's going to be, it's already numbered, right, from the beginning, that there's certain men that are going to stand before death, and are going to have to so-called poke their chest out and, not be afraid of what's going to befall them, and actually trust in the Lord to raise them up again in that day on the return of Yahweh Shai, man, to give them that everlasting life, man, and that comes with the work. Well, when brothers and sisters go out, well, I keep saying sisters, but, sisters do have, work in this thing and things that they have to deal with, but much so talking to the brothers that go out on the highways and hedges, and that have regarded their lives, and, leave their families at home, and they go out to contend for the faith and to wake up the lost sheep, and things of that nature, man. The brothers are risking their lives every time they step out there. Anything could happen at any moment, right? These things are happening for a reason, because these men choose to not love their lives, but leave their lives behind to serve the Most High, ultimately to serving their people, waking them out of a dead and docile state to bring them back to the Most High, to redeem their souls from going into the pit, sinning and things of that nature, man, and not knowing who they are, man, and essentially putting their lives on the line, to go out for their people. And anything can happen at any time, man. We've had, situations to where knives have been pulled on brothers, guns have been pulled on brothers, multiple threats, fights and things of that nature, all hell breaking loose, man, and threatened, by authority figures and police and things of that nature, man. People threatening to call the law, and if we catch you back out here, we're going to lock you up. And so on and so forth, man. And this is an example of being a frontliner or a soldier for the Most High, right? Essentially putting your lives out there and presenting your body as a living sacrifice. That's literally what that means, man. Matter of fact, let's get that precept. Let's go to Romans real quick. It's the book of Romans, chapter 12. In verse 1, it says, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto Yahweh, which is your reasonable service, man. So these things are a reasonable cost, right? To give up your life for the Most High, so you can receive that everlasting and eternal life and rest in the kingdom. Just like Yahweh Shai was sent here to die for you, to go through things that he did, being buffeted, ridiculed, hated, lied on, murmured against, hung and strung up on that cross, man, beaten with whips and things of that nature, man, stabbed up and all type of stuff, mocked and spit on, man. This is your reasonable service, to come out to present your bodies a living sacrifice for your brethren. The Lord said, man, it's precious in his eyes is the death of his saints, right? This is a beautiful thing in the eyes of the Lord, that they can lay down their lives for their people. There's no greater love, right, than a man to die for his people, man. Right? Let me get that real quick. I think that's John, right, chapter 15. And it reads, John 15:13, it says, greater love have no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends, man. You see that? That a man lay down his life for his friends. There's no greater love than that. You know, and that's what you're going to do, essentially, if you're going out, you know, and presenting yourself a living sacrifice for your people. And that's the key, you know, to earning that position in the kingdom, man. To showing your loyalty to the Lord. Showing that you're not afraid to step out before the enemy and profess his name before many, man. Because the Lord said, look, if you profess yourself before men, then I will confess you before my Lord, for my God, right? Paraphrasing. Right? So that's what you want to do. Now, if you deny the Lord before men, the Lord is going to deny you before his Father, man. And it is what it is. So whether we're going to live in this thing and do it right and truly present ourselves as a living sacrifice, man, and whether all the way to death, we're going to do this in sincerity and truth, man. And that's what the exhortation is about. If you're walking and you said you're walking after the Lord and you're supposed to be mimicking your ways and following his example, then that's what you're supposed to do, is have it on your mind that this truth, I may lose my life. I may lose my life. People literally hate me, man. That I you know, grew up with, you know, and was down with for a long time, you know, and they secretly hate me because, you know, speaking the truth. And you're going to see those true demons come up against you when you actually speaking the truth. But whether we live or we die for this thing, we do it in sincerity and truth, man. Right? Let's get another precept. Let's go to Romans chapter 8. Matter of fact, Romans 14. We're going to go to Romans 14, and we're going to start at verse number 8, rather. And it reads, matter of fact, I'll start at verse 7, and it says, for no man, Salakia, for none of us liveth to himself, and no man dieth to himself. For whether we live unto the Lord, and whether we die unto the Lord. Whether we live, therefore, or die, we are the Lord's, man. So we're the Lord's, man. Ultimately, if we living, we're living for the Lord. If we die for the Lord, man. And that's the condition of the battle, that you signed that dotted line, that clause at the end of the contract, man, is I'm going to present my body a living sacrifice, so much so that if it comes to the point of being put to death for screaming out the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man, then hey, I'm gonna, hey, you know what? It is what it is. Through the Spirit. That, you know, hey, I might have to be put to death for this thing. Right, Salaki? 1 second. Right, 1 second. Right. Right. Salaki. Right, so moving on, right? So we live for the Lord. We die for the Lord. And it is what it is in these last days, man. You know, and the thing is, we don't love our lives to death, meaning when the Lord said, you come out of her, my people, meaning you leave your life behind, meaning you don't care about what you're leaving behind in this world. Your life, essentially, that was of this world, is over. Now you're living for the Most High. So it doesn't matter that you live. You don't love your life like that what I'm trying to say, to give it up for the Lord, to be that righteous sacrifice, right? So let me get a precept to back up what I'm saying, right? Salakia, right? I want to put it in better words. Let me pull this precept real quick. In the book of Romans, Salakia, Revelation, brother, chapter 12, and I'm going to start at verse 10, and it says, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength, and the kingdom of our God, and the power of his Christ. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. Right, so we have an accuser, which is Satan, and manifest on this earth It's Esau and these other nations, man, accusing us of, blaspheming, man, speaking lies, heresies, causing seditions and things of that nature, man, and false doctrine and blah, 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 hate groups and all these things, man. But it's a rejoicing moment that in due time, if we endure, our adversaries are going to be cast down, man, due to the lies and the stealing and the killing of our brethren and things of that nature. And it reads, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death, man. And these are those martyrs, man, that are, hey, man, guess what? Are going to be standing before the throne and then, crying out and saying, hey, Father, how long, holy and true, are you not going to judge and avenge our blood and things of that nature, man? And those that are on the earth crying and sighing and things for, to come, and, these are those that are going to receive their reward because they love not their lives to death, man. They don't care. They left all this behind to give everything up to serve the Most High, man. And that's a beautiful thing. You gave up everything you had on earth. You may have riches. You may have some type of glory. All the people liking you and the views and so many followers and so on and so forth. But you gave all that life up to serve the Most High, man. And that's the most beautiful thing that has ever been done in life, man. Absolutely beautiful, man. And the Lord is looking for those, those that are worthy of him. That's going to carry that cross. That's going to actually strive for the truth unto death. Right? Let's get that, man. Right? Let's get that plain upon tables, man. Sirach. Chapter 4, verse 28, and it reads, strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee, man. Right? So that's what the Lord is going to do. The Lord is going to fight for you. Essentially, while you're carrying on, you're fighting battle spirits and physical demons out here, man, in this form of your family, your friends, so-called job, whatever it is, man. Scoffers on the streets, things of that nature, man. You got to hold your peace, stand strong, and fight and strive for the truth unto death, man. And the Lord is going to fight for you through all these battles, man. Because, you've been out there. No man understands what's going to perform. Every man goes out with the mindset of, okay, today may be the day. Today may something go down. Things of that nature. That's why the Lord said, gird up your loins, man. Put on the whole armor of God, man. And equip you with the knowledge to go out to fight these battles, man. Right? To have the wisdom to, avoid certain situations at time, or if certain situations arise, gives you the wisdom to equip you how to, deal with those situations, man. To love your brother, to fight for your brother, to lay down your life for your brother. Things of that nature, man. And this is what is what the wisdom of the Most High is supposed to teach you in these last days, man, is that you don't know what time is coming. Everything is appointed through the Most High's hands. We don't know who's going to be those that are put to death. We don't know who the one that's going to endure all the way to the end or escape or go through Jacob's trouble, any of that. We're just out here on the hope that we're going to be saved and that we're doing enough to be able to do so, man. All right, let me get Ecclesiastes real quick. The book of Ecclesiastes, right? I think this is what I want. Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse number 12. It says, for man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in the evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare, so are the sons of men snared in evil time, when it falleth suddenly upon man. So no man knows what time is going to happen or come against him if he's out there preaching the word or whatever it is, man. Or somebody may recognize you on the streets because you got your fringes on, man. You can't be fearful and, tucking in your fringes when you go out the front door or go to the store. go to work or whatever like that, man. You got to be proud and wear that thing, man. And know that, hey, guess what? I'm keeping the commandments of the Most High. It don't matter if you're going to subdue me, capture me, and lock me up, or, destroy my image, so-called, talk bad about me, slander my name, or even put me to death, man. No man knows his time anyway. So it's nothing you can do to try to, prolong your day one more day. Your head in the gallows or whatever, or you outside on the highways and byways and they pull a gun on you and they tell you, man, you better shut up and never profess the name of the Lord ever again, man. You better not speak the name of the Most High, man, ever again. Punch in your mouth, throw a brick at you, man, and say, if you say that again, man, we'll be back. Right? So let me get this precept real quick. Right? This is what the apostles is about, man. This is the book of, let me see, I think, Salakia. Right, let me get that. I think it's 5. Let me Salakia. Slip my mind. Here we go. Let me get that real quick. The book of Acts chapter 5 and verse number, start at 39, and it reads, but if it be of Yahweh, ye cannot overthrow it. At least happily you be found even to fight against Yahweh, man. So everything is of the Most High. So if it's of the Most High, they can't overthrow it anyway, right? You can't resist the Most High's will anyway. If the Lord has it that day for you to be destroyed, then hey, it is what it is, man. But it's, you may seem to be punished before men, but guess what? It's a beautiful thing in the eyes of the Most High, man. And as well as, those scoffers or whatever are coming against you, man. If the Lord don't want them to touch you, it's not going to happen. So everything is of the Most High, right? Reading on, it says, and to him they agreed, and when they had called the apostles and beaten them, they commanded and that they should not speak in the name of Yahushua, and let them go. And they departed from the presence of the council, rejoicing that they were counted worthy to suffer shame for his name. Right? And daily in the temple, in every house, they ceased not to teach and preach a Mashiach, Yahushua. And that's how you should be, man. You should rejoice and be happy to be counted worthy to be caused to put to shame, or, buffeted, or even put to death for the name of Yahushua, man. You should rejoice. They threaten to beat you up or stab you, whatever it is, man. That's an honor, man, to be able to fight and die for the Most High, man. For the Lord of Mashiach Yahushua, man. It's a beautiful thing, right? And to the unbelieving and the faint heart, it sounds crazy. Why would I die for this and that? Why would I die for this? Man, you can't be fearful in this thing. And you say you love the Lord, you can't be. It's not real, man. Right? You're not supposed to be that. If that's there, you're not supposed to be here then. If that's how you feel, if you running when every time something happens and destruction and chaos and, things start to pop up and things start to happen and moving kind of fast and you getting timid and your feet dancing and, I got to get out of here, man. You running to the car, you leaving your brothers behind. Hey, man, you ain't fit for this thing, man. Right? This is what the Lord said real quick. Right? Let me get that. This is the book of Matthew, man. Right? This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10 and verse number 30. I'm going to start at verse number 38, and it reads, and he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. So if you can't pick up that burden, man, and carry your cross, you're not worthy to follow the Most High. And then it says, he that receiveth, Salaki, I skipped verse 39. It says, and he that findeth his life shall lose it. And he that loseth his life for my name's sake shall find it, man. You know what I'm saying? So that means, man, if you're trying to find your life in this world, man, if you're trying to find your identity and things of that nature, how you fit in around here, then you're not worthy of the Most High, man. You're going to lose your life at the end of the day. You're not going to receive that eternal life, man. But if you lose your life here, if you lose your reputation, if you lose and you give up everything and you cast it off to follow the Lord, man, you're going to gain that life in the end, man. You're going to receive that eternal life in the end, man. You got to pick up that cross and follow the Most High, man. You got to go hard while you have a chance, right? Let's go back to Ecclesiastes real quick, man. Right, get this classic real quick. Right, this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 9 and verse 10, and it reads, "Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might. For there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave, whither thou goest," man. So while you're here, you got to go hard, man. What they say in the world, go hard or go home. And it is what it is. You got to go hard or go home, right? You can't be out here so-called pussyfooting, you know, what they say in the world. I mean, it's just what it is, man. You know, excuse my language, but it's just what it is. You can't be out here playing and faking the funk, man. If you about the Lord, you about the Lord, but the Lord will see you through whatever happens. But he is going to call you out and put you on Front Street if he see you timid. He know you fake. You ain't real about this thing, man. You out here for views or vanity, money, whatever it is, man. The Lord is going to cast you out in front of the crowd, man. So-called embarrass you, right? Or just cast you out by the wayside, man, and be through with you. Right? You out here seeking vainglory and doing whatever it is, man. The Lord is going to expose that because you're not really about the Most High, man. But guess what? The Lord said this, man. Let me see. Psalms chapter 6. I think it's Psalm 6. Right? Psalms chapter 6 and verse number. Shalaki. Verse number. Oh, that's 5. Verse 6 and verse number 5, it says, "For in death there is no remembrance of thee in the grave. Who shall give thee thanks," man? So in death, there's no remembrance of the Most High. So what you got to do while you're here, and now you got to praise the name of the Most High while you have a chance. You got to show the love while you got a chance. You got to present your body as a living sacrifice while you have a chance. Right? You got to serve your brothers, man. If the greater position you are, the more humble you got to be, man, in this thing, man. The more is required of you in this thing, you know. And you've been charged with a task to go out and serve the Lord, especially if you're teaching. You got to go out and do this thing, man. Right? For your people, building the community, building the kingdom, man. You have to do this thing. Even unto death, man. It is what it is. Right? So if you do die, right, you may not have any knowledge in the grave anymore. You may not be able to praise the name of the Lord anymore. But guess what? Your works are going to be able to follow you, right? And the Lord is going to remember everything you've done. And the Lord is going to charge that to your life. He's going to put that bill, that tab, and he's going to post that up and say, okay, he died for me in my name, man. Guess what? I'm going to raise him up in that day, and he's going to get that crown, man. Right? Let's get this precept. Let's go back to Revelation real quick. Let's get a couple more. The book of Revelation. I'll turn my pages. This is the book of Revelation. Chapter 14 and verse number. I'm going to start at verse 12. And it reads, "Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Mashiach. And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, Right, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord. From henceforth ye, saith the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors, and their works do follow them," man. So your works are going to follow you, man. You're going to rest from those labors, those hard days, those long nights, man. All that reading, that studying, that fasting, that praying, the charity, the standing out there in the blistering heat and the blistering cold, man. Right? The rain, the tumults, the demons, all that, man. Hey, your works are going to follow you, man. Right? If you stay 10 toes down, you stay fervent and loyal to the Most High, man. All these things are going to follow you at the end of the day, man. So you have to, be strong in the Most High and do what is called of you, man. Do what is asked and serve him in sincerity and in truth, man, at the end of the day. Right? Let's get this last precept real quick in the book, right, of 2 Timothy real quick. This is the book of 2 Timothy, I'll start at chapter 4 and I'll start at verse 5, and it says, "But watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry. For I am now ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is at hand. I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. Henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing. Do thy diligence to make shortly unto me." So you got to keep that faith, man. Keep the commandments, man. And be diligent in the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai all the way up to the end. And let no man take your crown. So the crown will be laid up for you, right, in the coming of the Son of Man. But with that, I hope it was edifying. I hope you take heed, right, to the message and understand that you're called to do this thing. Make full proof of your ministry, man, and present your bodies as a living sacrifice, even unto death, right? Shabbat Shalom, Kum Yasha Allah, Shalom.